Good morning, Vietnam. No. Can it? Most of my audience is in one of the Americas. South? No. Central? No. Oh. Central USA. Nailed it. I'm always happy about when I nail that. Not like that goddamn fake Midwest everyone keeps going about. Good morning, Cloud. How are you? Testing out the NVIDIA broadcast fake green screen. I think it so far looks okay. It's not too terrible. I probably should have wore like a different colored shirt than something that was so close to like a green or a blue. But yeah, it's coming a long way. Thank God. Gone are the days of having an actual green screen behind you. But yeah, good morning to you. You off today? You working? You working? 47 Dragoon and 30 Ninja. Was I right about the Ninja? Was it Pugilist and Rouge, both to level 30, I believe. You are working. Good for you. Good for you, champ. Oh, Rogue all the way up to 30. Okay. Just Rogue. Huh. Why do I feel like, did they change that? Rogue is... as someone who's going through up at the beginning, you can see Sweet Sorrows. I think I just finished the 25th level off on the side. I agree with you. They're not one of the better ones. That's probably why they don't really do them. Like they do. They've gotten a lot better on the other classes, right? Like Dragoon is a good one. I'm on History Repeating and Story Quest. Leaving an impression. So you're still on A Realm Reborn though, obviously, with your level. I just couldn't tell you like whereabouts that is, but off we go. We're Neil. We got our little pup there. I feel like we haven't bought an Aminal in a while, a minion, if you will. So I feel like I should go and buy one, and then we're gonna head on off to Little Solas, Little Solus, either or, and we're gonna go and continue on the story because we just beat up Ramu. Is his name Ramu? Ramu. Let's see what we got. We're almost gotten all the check marks here. You know, this is what happens when you got a lot of money. The baby bat. What are you costing me? 8,000. You're a winner. You're a winner. And I have 3 sluts available in my inventory. Back to 4. And I started back at 4. Yeah, yeah. Is today gonna be one of those days for you that, like, you know, you're supposed to work till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's gonna be dead as ever, and they're gonna go and what do they do? Just message you?
Hello, people.
Hello, people, indeed, and just like, you know, hey, do you want to go home? We've noticed your call volume is ass. And you're like, you know what? It has been ass. Just stumble on through Valentin Sanchez. Whether it's a dirty Sanchez or not, we don't know. He wasn't able to remove his pants for us. How are you, Wolf Slayer? You know, I feel like if I'm ever going to dye my hair again, I don't know if it's the, oh, you know what it is? It's just where the camera cuts off. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14, I think for what it is gonna be that game where I might try some things to see how well they work. Like, I don't want to throw it into, you know, while we're playing Cold Steel 4, I like to keep everything uniform and the same for the most stuff. But, you know, if this works out well for any new games we start playing, I'll slowly slide myself into this filter instead of the blur filter. I've always wanted to have this look, like the minimalist, like, you know, I still want people to see my pretty face, but I like how, like, you know, specifically when people are talking, like, you know, I can really move myself around, and then the game background is still there, eating up, you know, the 95% of the of the real estate. So I can play with you all stream if you want to do any. I mean, yeah, I mean probably the main quest. No, but I'm up for a dungeon if you want to do one. I mean, I'm always game for that type of stuff. I haven't done one in a while. I like to get my bonuses and whatnot, so we'll see where we go. Because yeah, we just did Ramu. That was literally last stream of Final Fantasy, and then we sort of I don't know what's coming up next, big wise, story wise, whether it's like you know, another raid or something, or something like that. That's probably like a while down type of thing, if I'm guessing. But yeah, we're down for a dungeon if you are. Depending on when you do the next MSQ trial, Ms. Biscuits and I may be able to join as well. Okay, okay, that sounds good. Walking on through the 9 ivies. At the Hawthorne Hut. Oh, I forgot I can fly again. It's embarrassing. It really is getting embarrassing that I am forgetting how to leave. If you're doing a roulette, I think I can join for that as well. If you'd like to. What about Mrs. Biscuits? Would she like to be in on that as well? The last one I have is Denzel Darkhold, the Denzel Washington of dungeons. I mean, I'll just do a random roulette, Cloud, so you don't have to worry about what the last one would be available to you. Occupied with work at the moment, so not right now. If you want to hang out tight, she may be able to later. Cloud, you good on waiting, or you want to do one now? Just the three of us. We can make it if we try. Just the three. Okay, so Wolf Slayer, would you like me to invite you, sir, ma'am? We'll get it on in there. Shane Nipple is the one guy's name, and then Koromaru, inviting to the party. Now, Y2 Cloud is generally a DPS Wolf Slayer, as I am. Although I don't mind switching up to tank or heal. I am open for anything. So whatever you feel, I can be whichever. So if you want to go the dips, I can heal. Or if I want to try my tanking prowess. I haven't tanked for you, but think I can tank it. Okay. We will let you tank then, sir. I always forget where these things are. There it is. The ready check is good for everybody. Oh, I can type ready check to do it quickly. Have you seen me type before? Like Shawn Michaels on the internet. Do you have to change your class, Wolf Slayer? Oh, I'm a tank right now. Maybe it was just like at the moment I sent it out, maybe. Who knows? A dancer. You're fancy. Alright, leveling. Someone's gonna get something. There we go. Isn't there a song that's like with the dancer or something? I don't know. I can't remember their name. Tiny Dancer? No. Tony Danza? No. Now trying to think of what is the song that is as a dancer. What does this star mean? Or is that just happen to be, this star doesn't actually mean something. This is actually a star on this guy's armor. Is that what that is? I keep thinking it's a star and it's not. I think that denotes difficulty. Oh! Is a star special? Or what? Oh my god, this lovable one. Hello. Hiya. I almost put Hita. Heidi-ho! Follow Koromaru, he's our daddy big boy jam. Get him, Shaner. Get him. Make him wish he never had a big giant rag on a stick up his hoo-hoo. Ah! Don't hurt me, Daddy. Now, Y2 Cloud. This is the perfect opportunity to talk about Wolfslayer because he's now what we call busy. So you know, if you want to get in some funniness, he is incapable of arguing back. It's great. It really is. Now, he may cause us to die because, you know, he's in that power. So you just have to be careful. Look at him with the big boy pulls. Look at you getting it. Oh my god, someone's touching me from behind. And I might have liked it. I touched a guy and I liked it. Sometimes I don't think about what I say beforehand. And then, you know, it just becomes an embarrassing point there. I kissed the wolf and I liked it. Swoony bum right on chapstick. Right? Just throw words randomly in a song's tune. You'll get there. Locked doors. Oh, you better be careful. Saber Kalem, our lovable healer, wants to get moving very quickly. Cats of the Cartesian varieties, how are you? Checking on in, or reporting in, if you will. Good to see you. How are things been? Still want to go back to Japan? Yeah, that was due. That's been due. Yo, good job, Cat. Appreciate it. Wakes me up in the morning. Not a green screen, actually, and I can speak English really good. I am using the NVIDIA broadcast software, trying it out. I have used it for a little bit, just utilizing a background blur. So I changed streaming rooms, so now I'm in my living room. So I just wanted to see how the background removal works. I think it works okay. I keep seeing it sort of get clipped off the top of my head, but that's because that's just where the top of the camera is. Normally you would see the border of it, but yeah, so I think it looks well, but you know, this is like my sort of research type of game to do stuff, and you know, if it works out well, which I've always wanted to have the green screen without having to actually buy a green screen. I did try that early on in my streaming time, and problem was always lighting. If you're gonna have a real green screen, you have to have really good lighting. Otherwise, it's gonna not look good, or it's gonna look like ass. So, if you don't want things to look like an ass, you know, take a look at the NVIDIA broadcast software. Now, of course, you do have to use an NVIDIA GPU. I think AMD is working on something similar. And I might be even wrong that you might even be able to use AMD, but I'm fairly certain you have to have an NVIDIA graphics card, which about 90% of people mostly do with their stuff, but yeah. Hey, Hannah. How are you? And of course, like someone like yourself, Kat, I mean, at the same time, you know, always just using different color hairs, you know, that might be something. You never know. I don't know. You like to keep it fresh. I like that. You are the you're the Will Smith without the slapping in Philadelphia of keeping things fresh on a stream. Just chilling at home. Chilling at home is sometimes the best. Feeling good, Hannah? I know you weren't feeling the best last week. Unfortunately, yeah, you get that tiny key, Koro. Heaven forbid I even bend down to get anything. Someone might take a peek at my bum when I do that, and we don't want that. We don't want that. Taking sneak peeks. Going out for ramen tonight. You're going out for Roman Reigns? I'm sorry? And to the Museum of Prostitution. Now I know that you're being serious. Because no one would even dare joke about that. That sounds interesting. Do you think you get like a free prostitution, you know, coupon or something to use later on the red light district? I mean, obviously it should come with one, right? You don't think so? I feel like that's a failed opportunity, unfortunately. Like how is someone on the red light district not like thought about that and go like, we should get in on this, right? We're a little slow on business, you know. Tell them that we have the cleanest prostitutes, right? Maybe even a 2-for-1, if you will. Well, I mean, you know, quite frankly, it may have many interesting museums, but quite frankly, it has the most interesting museum in the Museum of Prostitution. Like that's the winner chicken dinner. That is the I don't know what's the Museum of Natural History, right? Like that's Amsterdam's Museum of Natural History right there. Prostitution Museum, Gin Museum, Torture Museum, Sex Museum, and the Marijuana Museum. I feel like I have to go there one day. You can get, yeah, that's a weekend all in one go. Would you like me to get the yellow key? I'll bend over. Nobody look. Nobody look at me. All right. Yeah, but surely, Cloud, you've run dungeons before. You've seen the speed, much like I show Speed getting his butt kicked on a WWE pay-per-view. You know, that's how quickly these things go now. They've also got the Heineken Brewery tour. I heard that was good. I mean, when isn't a brewery tour good, right? Like, they're always good. So somebody marked 1. That must mean that they don't want me to attack that guy, right? That's how that goes. Manor Jester. At the end of the Gin Museum, you get a free cocktail. Just one? They're not like the brewery tour where like they're gonna offer you like, you know, drinks throughout the entire time. Missed opportunities there. Oh, you can buy more after. How dare they? Charging you afterwards. But still good, you know? There's also an ice bar where the inside is frozen. I've been to one of those in Vegas. Very cold. You think like, you know, coming from the heat of Las Vegas, and you're like, oh, I'll stay in here. I think I had like a couple drinks. That was basically it before you're like, you have to tap out. Like, it is like ridiculously cold. Ridiculously cold. But they're nice. You know, you throw in a nice parka with the fur on the side for your health, right? If you have a health bar or something. Always follow the tank. I'm not a fan that this guy runs off into the castle insides. go and whine to mommy that some people have broken into their home. Madame Tussauds and Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's almost like Amsterdam is slightly like Niagara Falls, but nice, right? Without the terrible things. Remember to kill ads as soon as they spawn. How about no, Scott? Like, no. Okay? Why don't you do it? You want something done, you do it yourself, right? Isn't that, I really gotta start being nice to Koro, because he's gonna clap back at me one day. Like, if I die in this fight, it's not gonna be because I didn't decide to murder the ads. It's because, you know, I wasn't paying attention, probably. Was that Shane O'Mac paying attention to the actual fight? Like, did he actually know what he was doing there? My God, I saw you paying attention there. See, this is the problem, right? I say I'll go and get this guy, and then all of a sudden he just keeps attacking me. I don't see the tank grabbing any of this hatred. You know, I'm the one hurting here. I'm the one hurting. I get that reference. Well, thank you for getting those references, and thank you for you know, utilizing some stuff here. It's great. It's great. Also, a cheese museum in Tulip. Oh God, I got caught. I didn't. You know what? I didn't see the eye behind Lady Marmalade right there. Careful, I can shirk. Is that a real English word? That was a good run. I mean, I wish we had a slightly better tank that paid attention. But, you know, the DPS and the healers really carried that run, to be honest. I mean, we really picked up the slack of that lazy tank. You know, fantastic. Please don't hurt me, Wolf Slayer. Please don't hurt me. Yes, and skill transfers. Oh! So basically what you're telling me is I should probably not be saying all the things I'm currently saying in joking manners, because I could eat all this aggro and be dead man, right? Be a dead man. What class is that you're getting that from? Filter your criticisms if the tank can hear you. Smart. Smart. Oh, that's every tank? Huh. Cheese museum, tulip museums. Weird that there's a hemp and marijuana museum and also then a cannabis museum. How high and drunk do you need to get while on your museum tour? Well, I think, again, Cloud, like, you and I, we're low level, relatively, right? We're still in the ARR. So doing smaller dungeons like that, like, you have to remember, like, most people, even ourselves, like, we played, you know, the beta. We've been around, but we haven't played beyond really ARR, right? So everyone else has been playing this, and then maybe if they want to start a new character, they already know everything. So, like, when eventually you and I get to Heaven's Ward and Stormblood and what's the other one? Something, and then there's not, you know, like, we're gonna get into some stuff where we obviously don't know the, you know, all of the tits and the tats of it, if you will. Speaking of dungeons, there's also an Amsterdam dungeon. So I need to ask, where is Club Wundersex? And also, Cat, what is the safe word? We also skipped like half the dungeon that run. There were a bunch of optional rooms with treasure and stuff that we did. Yeah, like stuff like that. You know, you realize like you don't really need to do it, right? You're leveling up so quickly. You're getting so much good stuff. Like, you know, unless you're wanting to, you know, make sure you're getting everything, like maybe maxing out the map or whatever. But well, Ramu wasn't a big fan. I guess. What are you streaming right now still, Kat? I feel like, again, unfortunately, my schedule has not been very nice to follow up with the other peeps, but I always like to know what's going on. Live Alive. That's like that, it's like Octopath Traveler looked like. That's the only thing I can think of, right? It's got like that weird 2D to 3D, and it's a typical, really nice RPG. I have to watch the VOD of that, if we will. Well, yes, he did challenge us to a test of arms. Does Ramu even have arms? I know he has a beard. Well, the peoples of both Gridania and Lil Solus will be relieved to hear that the Lord of Lovin has accepted you as the Forest Champions of Peace. We performed a monumental duty, and the Elder Seedseer must be informed of our deeds at once. Look at that. Another quest. Well, they'd like to hear of our experiences firsthand. Bray returned to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting us. Fare you well, Bastion. Fare me well indeed. Is there a chocobo guy I can take that I can then drink my coffee? God damn it. No, all good. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to have to stick around or anything like that. Yeah, like we'll add you back in when we want to. I sometimes forget that you guys are all around me, having fun. Bag of chips and whatnot. Nice bag of maybe all dressed in ketchup chips. Chips. Kat, do you have these exotic chip flavors that we have here in Canada? Like all dressed in ketchup? I mean, I'm sure you have your own equivalent weird European style potato chips. Or are they even called that? Maybe they're called crisps, like they're called that in the UK. Bolognese, like you mean like meat sauce chips? Okay, you say chips, thank God. Okay, that doesn't sound terrible. Only Americans would probably find that terrible, would be my guess. They'd be like, ew, and then, yeah. And yes, as a Canadian, I speak for all Americans. That's how it works. Well, now you're just getting weird. Yopi sauce? What is Yopi sauce? A hollandaise. Okay. Okay. Why do you call it Yopi then? You're getting chips today for SmackDown. What kind of chips? Oh, that's just the Dutch name. Okay. I mean, you guys do so much over there. I mean, you know, after you've already mastered toilets over there, I mean, you know, everything else is just, you know, gravy on the side, if you will. It's a big decision when you get to the chip aisle then there, isn't it, Miss Rainbow Sparkles? You just sit there and you're taking a look. You know, there's just brands everywhere, and you're just like, might even get two, right? The most popular flavor is paprika. Interesting. Long live the poop shelf. Yes. It's weird that never really caught on, to be honest. You know, who doesn't want to take a look at their poop a little bit more closer? And check to make sure that everything is just, you know, running right, right? Finally, a nice little breeze. Why does my desktop have one of those virtual desktop stripper girls? I mean, do you mean me? Like in the hot corner there, Baker? I mean, we're always surprised by your presence, sir, ma'am. It's good to see you, buddy. How are you? Remember the days of Dark Souls? I think it was 2, where I was trying out a fake green screen, but I had to have a toque and I wore glasses. Baker's an OG. He remembers these terrible things. Back when I didn't have gray hair, I think. Good to see you, my friend. Don't step in the water, you might get a soaker. I think you still had grays, you just hid them better. Right, and now, as I've said,
to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you.
After I've had a discussion with my stylist, she told me I looked good with just the gray coming in. She told me to accept it, and so, much to the chagrin of my mom, who constantly asks me, when am I gonna dye my hair again? I'm like, I think it's too late now. Too many people have seen me with the gray.
I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord...
I think so too. You know, I'm slowly accomplishing the Reed Richards. Or a little bit like, I'm starting to get like, you know, maybe if I grow out the sides a little bit, I could be like Polly from Sopranos. And get my wings.
Ramu made trial of you?
I can't wait till I fully achieve Anderson Cooper. The true silver fox. I'm not gay, but you with gray hair causes something to happen downstairs is all I'm gonna say. Right there with you, buddy.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness.
How many more primals do I have to jerk off here before they stop bothering people? Fight with Siren's pretty underwhelming. I think it's, again, it's just due like everyone is just like max level. They got the best equipment. They're doing this stuff, you know, just to get the bonuses, which is really nice. That's how they keep people doing these old fights. And they also like, I can't remember if Wolfslayer or Biscuits told me, like they changed one fight to make it harder, like near endgame ARR. When I think I had to fight one of the Castrum people or whatever. Like, that was a pain in the butt by myself. That certainly wasn't that difficult before, apparently. But I wonder, like, are they making some of these things a little bit easier to get you through the content, to get to the other stuff, you know, the new content, or what? Final Fantasy XIV isn't that hard outside of the original 8-mans and the harder difficulties. Yeah, Britannia, or however you spell it. Yes, yes.
Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self.
Are you still playing yourself, Baker, or have you dove out under it? There was that one with 4 of us, we kept dying. I forget, it was like we were in a floating island in the sky. I think that would be Garuda. That would be one, like, if you don't hide behind the rock, I think, like, there's 4 rocks, and if you don't hide behind one of the rocks when she wants to do her, you know, when she wants to blow you, then I think it was a pretty hard hit. Probably scaling them down because they went and did the whole AI dungeon, right? Yeah, there's that too. I like that. I like that they, you know, you don't necessarily have to have friends.
As the scars of the calamity.
But see, now that you know what you have to do, right?
So too does our sense.
Like, I would argue, you know, you as a physical DPS or a melee, if you will, it's hard for you to, like, realize, like, someone like a ranged bard like myself, I get a much broader range and I can see, like, oh, the rocks appeared. That means, you know, it's probably time for me to hide behind one, so let the real people do the work. Yeah, and it's always good, like, especially, you know, if Biscuits comes back on in and we get to run something new. If you come across a new dungeon, Cloud, you know, we'll gladly run with you, and that way you can take your time. There will be minimal yelling. I will still yell at you when you fuck up. No one yells at me when I fuck up. It's part of the deal. But you know, and you can enjoy the cutscenes and all that stuff. Titten is my favorite on the higher difficulties.
Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all.
He also has the best theme.
Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that.
Well, I mean, Miss Rainbow Sparkles, just tell him to stop fucking up. You know? Oh, God. You know, basically it goes down. Quit screwing around. You screw around too much.
People of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
You ever think that she puts that stick anywhere else? You know? Just by the bedside? You know? You think it vibrates in any way, shape, or form? All reading. Wow. Are all you nerds playing 14 together? Fucking losers. No, there's one less loser here, and that's Miss Rainbow Sparkle. She is not playing 14. But the rest of us, fucking losers.
Have I been compelled to look
absolutely
for aid of late, and offered all too little.
But I will say, and I've said this, and I will keep saying it.
As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor.
The more and more. Oh yeah, and also Cat is not a fucking loser. The less I play of this, the more I enjoy it. Again, just sort of time, you know, don't always have time to play it. I am working my way through fucking 3 games. We just finished Final Fantasy VIII last week, or this week, some week. But yeah, like, you know, I'm lucky if I can get one game, you know, sort of on the side to play on my own. But you know, this will be a long-term game. It's funny, I saw everyone freaking out about Helldivers doing a stupid move. I don't play Helldivers, but apparently if you play it on PC, they want you to sign up for a PSN account. What the fuck? They were doing so well. They were doing so well. And then they're like, you know what? We want you to sign up for an account that you might not even have a fucking PlayStation, but who the fuck cares? I find that with MMOs get burned out too quick because of the commitment required. I used to look at an MMO. I'm like, I have to play it because I'm paying for it, right? And if I'm not playing, I feel like I'm not getting my value out of it, right? So I've removed that from my brain, that thought process, because the cost is minimal, $15, whatever, a month or whatever, right? So it's, you know, go away with that thought of like, no, you're not losing time, you're not wasting your time, you know, it's there to play when you want and play when you want, instead of, you know, getting burnt out and then not wanting to play it anymore. So, you know, me playing it once, maybe twice a week, you know, if that is far more of an enjoyable experience. Is it slow? Sure, it sucks. But that is the way the cookie crumbles right now. But once I sort of probably get moving on with a couple of things, and get to play some more side, like me now being in my living room allows me to play more games now. Before, like when I was in my son's room and I'm sorry, Baker, I really apologize. Now that I'm in a different room, you no longer will get to see the giraffe's orgy. I fought it. I fought it. You know, the whole zoo's having sex with each other. No, it does not have microtransactions, Cat. It's just one monthly cost. And it has a free trial if you would like to dab in it, if you'd like. But yeah, so like before, even when I wanted to play games, you know, into the evening, I couldn't, you know, and fair enough. Like, you know, I always respect my son. I was in his room, but, you know, it's the, you know, 8 o'clock, 8:30, runs around and he's like, okay, daddy, like, I want to go to bed. And I'm like, yeah, like, I shouldn't be playing video games in his room while he's trying to sleep, right? So now I get to enjoy my evenings. The wife's gone to bed. The little guy's gone to bed. I can be out here. Now, mind you, I can't stay up past like 11 because I'm just exhausted through the fucking day. But it is nice to, like, you know, if I want to, the option is there. Yeah, there is a free trial if you are interested. One of the better free trials out there of a game. So yeah, like what MMO out there?
Hello, Viva.
Is free but does the microtransaction? Like, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. If there is one. Hello, Ms. Biscuits. How are you? Guild Wars 2. But wasn't that a didn't they even do it a little bit better where you just bought the game up front and then that was it? Like, you had access to everything. Yeah, I'm sorry. We did run a dungeon. If you would like to run another dungeon, we're always open to it. Looks like Baker was a big fan of Guild Wars. Never played them. Free but does transactions. Every MMO does that. Guild Wars 2 is so good. I think it's having a resurgence. People always go back to that. I've always heard many things, many good things about that. And obviously, you know, that system works for them. Well, thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Bastion? I certainly hope Lord Ruma could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. And it seems Yaranja, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Bastion? Shall we gather back to the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? I mean, if you'd like to. Remember the first Mad King event? These are things that I don't know of. Mordana! Revenant's Toll. Sure. There goes. All I had was a MacBook, but it ran on it. Well, it's always nice because, again, my references to World of Warcraft, but generally those companies realize, like, you can't make everything super pretty because if you want a lot of people to play it, a lot of people may or may not have potatoes. So, you know, if you want people to play your games, you have to make them run relatively well on older machines. Nobody wants to go out and buy a brand new machine every 5 seconds, right? A broke student. And now we're all broke adults, right? Except for Baker. He's having things work out so well for him from his stripping business. I wish I was him. Is there much difference between being a broke student and a broke adult? Not really. Not much. Well, you have some fair share news of your own? Discoveries take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion was struck with profound insight regarding the nature of the Assman's immortality. Let us assemble like the Avengers and discuss his observations together. Yes, you can. Many consoles. You got a PS5, Cat? As well? PS5 and a PS4. Why do you still have your PS4?
If everyone is ready, let us begin.
If you guys want to do a dungeon or whatever, I'm game after my 11 a.m. meeting. We don't have to, though, if you're up for it. No, I'm absolutely game to do another one. 2 Nintendo Switches. Well, but is one for like his and hers type of thing. Because then that makes sense. Won the game downstairs. I mean, I never thought of that. I've always lived in an apartment my entire life. So I never thought of like the fact of like, yeah, you probably wouldn't want to like constantly carry, you know, a system up and down everywhere, right? I mean, that's why I actually like the Switch is cool because I have 2 decks. One in the bedroom and one in the living room. So, you know, like that's beautiful. Like you can pick up, you know, it's a mobile product, but you know, I can play it on each TV or whatever. That's cool. But lugging around a PlayStation everywhere. You get a Steam Deck too, eh? OLED, love it. I'm jelly. But I'm not a mobile guy. Like even for like my Switch, I like to play it on the TV.
Urianger, the floor is yours.
I have all but the newest expansion and the one about to come out. Maybe that's why it kept wanting me to move my character to the full game on PS4 or 5.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white.
The same for the Switch. Like, Kat, you could say, and I mean, I know the Switch isn't as powerful as the Steam Deck, but is the OLED Nintendo Switch very noticeably different than the original Switch? Because I would have to assume, like, I mean, I know OLED TVs, like you compare them to your normal everyday LCD or LED TV, like they certainly, you can tell that there's a difference, but that's like a big broader look, right? Like, you know, you're talking, you know, 50-inch plus screen as opposed to like what, a 7-inch screen or something. It's sort of unfortunate of what I'm hearing again of like, again, this is all hearsay of what people are saying about the possible of a Switch 2 not being OLED, which is weird to me. Like, the Switch OLED isn't really overly expensive, and the Switch 2, if they do keep with sort of the same form factor and everything, it'd be weird that they wouldn't go OLED with that. But again, if they maybe see it like down the road of like, we could launch the Switch 2, keep it cheap, get everyone to buy it, and then, you know, a year or a year and a half later, launch a Switch 2 OLED, or I'm hoping they call it the Super Switch. You know, and then people buy it if they want it, right? So that way, maybe if people want to make a change, they can, or, you know, maybe buy it, but you need to splurge and get yourself a Steam Deck. I keep hearing good things about it. Better storage, better pizza, Papa John's. Yeah, what is the resolution of Steam Deck? Is it 1080 or is it 720? Wait, Kat, please tell me you've played Breath of the Wild already, right?
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected.
I've been streaming for an hour, yes, and I've completed one dungeon, which took about 6 minutes.
A temporary inconvenience.
And I'm on my second MSQ quest of the day. Yes, I understand, Cap. Well, I mean, you could have played it on a Wii U with all 6 other people that own one. My son,
in the intervening time,
likes to play the Wii U,
striven to discover means by which the Ascians,
but he keeps calling it the Black Switch. And I'm like, I keep trying to like tell him, because I mean, he understands, like he understands that they're different, but they sort of have similar games, but he keeps going like, Daddy, I want the Black Switch, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. I really think the Switch is what they wanted the Wii U to be. Just technology wasn't quite there yet. And I'm really excited for the time that I can introduce my son to Breath of the Wild. I mean, he might surprise me. Like, he's big on Mario, so like I feel like if I like Breath of the Wild is a very different game than what he's used to playing. Like, he's beaten the Bowser 3D Mario Fury all by himself. He needed a little help from Dad with Bowser, but literally platformed his ass out of it. He's playing Odyssey. He gets that. Like, he's doing better than I do half the time. So it's weird of like, I would just like to see him play it to see if he likes it type of thing, or if it's not his jam. But I mean, he's only 4 for crying out loud, so. I was sitting there playing, you know, Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3 at that fucking age.
And 'tis my belief that we have
Yeah, you weren't a fan of Breath of the Wild there, Baker?
to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
I still gotta buy Tears of the Kingdom. Still a lot of older games I want to play.
Might better be understood
like, I've never played, you know, to completion, like Mario 64. Never touched Sunshine. Never touched
the Sahagin was not subject
Galaxy. Never really touched Odyssey. You know, we'll get there. I get why people like it. I just hated the survival aspects in the open world. Felt pretty empty to me. Preferred to the more directed and focused older Zelda games. The journey felt more substantial and personal. No, I did not get the 3D All-Stars. The reason why I didn't was I don't think they I'm trying to think which one they redid. Like, mind you, I think I've showed this on stream before. I mean, emulators for the win. I'm not gonna lie. But just much like how I have Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it's been completely like reverse engineered and someone put it on the PC properly emulated and everything. They did the same for Mario 64. So I have it on my computer, like, freaking absolutely mint. So, like, you know, there's no reason for me to go back and, you know, get the 3D All-Stars because I still have the emulators that can run them probably far better. And again, you have to think about this. It's not the systems that's the problem. Like, I mean, if I wanted to go out and get the systems, I absolutely would. I think relatively I could. Probably a GameCube would be difficult to get, but it's streaming is the problem. Everything is HDMI, so I'd have to get an HDMI adapter for all of those systems. And because Nintendo's Nintendo, sometimes they use weird, you know, configurations and stuff like that. So it's just easier just to not. But yeah, I would like to try those. So once I finish,
before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we
Cold
know
Steel
of
4.
etheric behavior.
I don't know how many acts are in Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think I'm anywhere close to finishing that game. Obviously, I would assume. But, like, you know, I'll probably try to keep 3 games going. Like, this game is going to be a mainstay for a long time. So, you know, this will, you know, like I said, our Final Fantasy Fridays. But, you know, some Fridays won't work. But, yeah, I mean, but that's sort of the problem, right? Like, I need to play different games to keep my brain from turning into mush. It's not that I get bored of anything, but I don't want to get bored, if that makes sense. So, like, you know, me playing it once a week at 4 hours a pop, sort of is, you know, it's not helping. I don't think so. I think it's just, to be honest, Kat, it's just one of those things of where I feel like I would get burnt out, much like my conversation about like an MMO. That if I kept playing, say, Cold Steel 4, like a lot of people do this. Like, I get that. Like, almost every streamer, you know, when the new games or a game they're playing, that's all they play, right? Like Monday through Friday or whatever their stream days, that's all they play. And even as a viewer, I get bored of that. Like, you know, I'll bounce around to different people to watch because it's just, you know, it's the same thing. And she's not wrong. Biscuit's a little bit, you know, a little elaborate with it, but the last stream, I to be fair, I was told that it was a long cutscene. And so I didn't want to skip it, and I didn't want to rush it, and of course everything's being voiced. So I beat, you know, the end boss, and, you know, I'm like, you know, I got like 20 minutes, and it's like, you know, and DJ's like, fucking 20 minutes ain't gonna fucking do it. And then so now I had to leave to go pick up my son. So then I had to, now basically the next time I stream it, I'm gonna have to start the stream, enjoy a cocktail or 8, and watch an hour-long cutscene again. But we discussed this. I don't like when a game does not. I think Biscuits nailed it. Respect my time, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there were so many times that they could have wrapped up a particular part of that cutscene and gave me a save screen. You know, and then started it up again, right? But they just went from, like, or, you know, at the end of the fight, gave me the opportunity and goes, I can call it and move on with it. But, yeah, no wonder games take me fucking years to finish. I just get myself caught into a rant, and before you know it. Well, actually, I want to play Yakuza, though, Kat. I have to play number 5. And I do like the Yakuza games. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Baker had me believe that Kuryu died at the end of 3, for fuck's sakes. I was almost in tears.
In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane...
Did I say the name wrong?
...giving rise to new life.
So are they basically talking about reincarnation in some way, shape, or form? That's what I sort of caught there. I saw a guy die. I saw, you know, I don't know if it was a crystal or, you know, some gleam of light. And then what? So, no, we're just going to throw this in here real quickly. What you didn't see was, you know, some Lalafell stumble up this woman's dress into her hoo-ha and plant the seed, and then very quickly escaped.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I want to, I think Yakuza 5 is my next one I gotta play. So, you know, but I absolutely want to play the new ones because they look like they're super fun. But I obviously have to get there, so.
Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
I think I do have that currently. I just haven't turned my PlayStation on in about 8 years.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals.
Oh, in the Judgment games I haven't played.
Their flesh is but ether-given shape.
That's what keeps me from sort of having to buy new games, though. Like, you know, I can get some stuff cheap. Because not having to play all the new stuff. Where is Ifrit's penis here? Is he like a dog and is able to, like, you know, put it back into its pouch or something, or? Get going, Coco. Coco, Coco, Coco. There we go. Coco.
Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather,
Plan is Lost Judgment, Next Edition, Gaiden, and Infinite Wealth.
And the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
Oh, like when Coco walked by? Yeah.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin Elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
I mean, that is a real quick reincarnation right there.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
The secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
Isn't there a new one? Or is Infinite Wealth the newest one? Like, there was like a dragon, and then there's Infinite Wealth is now, what's that, number 8?
If mortal death entails a return to the
And
ethereal realm,
it plays like a dragon, right? Which is sort of similar of like an old school Japanese RPG, or like, you know, turn-based, if you will. Coco, you gotta move.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance.
Wait, Live Alive is a Square game? Never knew.
yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Asians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal.
How is that, Baker?
An artifact which
I know you were excited about that. I've heard sort of
to the place I have just described.
differing thoughts on it from a few reviewers, but it's always hard to take sometimes to take them seriously, to be honest. Like, they're all over the place.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
Best way to describe it, it's unashamedly a 90s era JRPG, including the faults. Interesting. That's a good way to put it, though. I'd heard it had some hiccups, essentially.
State, but he did not possess a
But if you could look past those, like, it would be enjoyable.
Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Asians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection...
Yep.
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady.
Where did Charlie go?
Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural...
Are you talking about the Ayuden 100 Heroes translation? Or the Persona 3? Did I get all that? I think, Wolfslayer, it sounds like, so, you know, very loosely speaking, you know, there's this reincarnation that happens. But the way that it was working previously with the Sahagins was that, like... Coco, my goodness! Is that the Sahagin didn't die for those powers to be pushed over into a new one. It just sort of happened. So they're sort of explaining how that happened and how we can go in and grab someone's death from the other end of it. Am I correct? When you play with Japanese voices, even with basic Japanese, you can tell they're not saying what the English says. Also, apparently, certain characters' personalities are very different in English compared to the original.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Asian soul.
Okay. So basically that little cutscene that she had said where, like, oh, we need to go in and grab it, and it had her grabbing it with her hand. You know, that was just blowing smoke. We're not really capable of doing that yet. Two states of existence. The material world. Material girl. And the ethereal plane. The Ass plane is where you go when you die. Asians are immortal because their souls never go to the Ass plane, existing in a null space between them. The plan then is to kill one by trapping his soul before he can return to that null space. Okay.
Yet I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
So we have to find a way of doing that, though, right, Wolfslayer? Like, that's what they're talking about. We don't know how to do that.
I will depart at once.
Easier said than done.
With the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
Is that... So what... Were they... That's the thing I keep hearing. So, like, isn't Suikoden 1 and 2 getting a remaster? Or I've heard that it's basically done, but they were sort of waiting to see how this Ayudian Chronicles game went to see when they sort of release it, type of thing. Yeah, we don't know how to trap a soul like that before it vanishes. Okay.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead.
So who made this Ayudian game? Was it old Suikoden Konami developers, or just like, was it like a love piece to people, like, you know, and they just tried their best?
Thank you.
The Howling Eye. You just have to remember what we said. Hide behind them rocks. Lord of Levin is returned to the ether, as was Leviathan before. So, the primals, when they get killed, they just return to being primals, right? Yoshitaka Murayama directed Ayuden. He was the original creator of Suikoden who left Konami. So, was that the guy that passed away, unfortunately? Primals are different, okay. Ramu's acquiescence was most intriguing. Okay, that's unfortunate. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Horror, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. That's me! The limitless potential of man, Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day, and Heidelin is the big giant crystal, right? Yet he prospers at great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet even as it inebriates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is to nurture the strength of the gifted to forge the final key. Primals are pretty much just dolls made of ether. They don't have a soul. They instead sustain by drawing in ether from the land and their surroundings. You're done with your meeting, but I think you should focus on story since you've made it all 20 minutes in an hour and 15 minutes. That's why primal summoning is such an issue. They enthrall followers to act on their behalf, and left alone, they drain the surrounding land of all of the ether and ultimately make it uninhabitable. Okay. And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. Divine seeds wherever want to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. What was that nice little thing there? Ooh, useless materia. I do love thee. And now the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There's something I would like to show you. She's gonna take her top off. Oh, no. A letter of thanks. Boobs are better. Signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. Mentions in particular the names of all of the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King, Moggle Mog, the 12th, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there's only one among our number to have faced them all. That's you! And through the gratitude we've addressed, feel that we're meant for you above all others. You hate the ARR patch main story stuff? So you mean like the stuff I'm in now? Like after the dealing with the guy like that was basically the head of the Empire, the Darth Vader guy, but in red? Yeah, like I guess like to think of it like in retrospect, we've talked about this. This is the filler stuff before they realize like, oh, like people are coming back to ARR. Now we have money from people playing ARR, but, you know, we need to make an expansion, right? So we got to put filler in to keep people playing while we have time to put in the expansion, right? It was worse when you did it as well. A true hero to Eorzea. That's me, pretty cat boy. But pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The ass people themselves we relied upon to sow chaos into this realm until such time they are forced to stop. But even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man foments strife of his own, and to say nothing of the beast tribes. But we will learn to live in harmony. The primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. Despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the good people, give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there's no greater gift. But we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. No own small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf and the people you have won over to cause in our doing. Our list of enemies have been long, but think of our allies with whom we are now blessed. Then Heaven's Ward causes intense, constant erections for how good it is, so it sort of evens out. Interesting. Of the Sylphs of Lil Solus, not of conflict. The Alamegans and the Domans. And then there's Sid and the Fellowship of Noah. racing to unlock the mysteries of the ancient Allag. We would be spared the horror of another Ultima weapon. And of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget about those closest to us, which I mean the Scions. Their very talents and order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ass People, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Descendant. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. I mean, that's what I'm excited. If I can get through this, which I don't find it terrible. Like, it is a slog, but, you know, this is the worst, right? Past this, it's gravy. It's good. It's all good from here. Alpha Node. I take it the troubles in Ulda no longer require your attention. Oh, there are some yet rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis a report such that I stand before you now. That and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. And I have a message to you from... You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alpha Node, I am to understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name. I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Some really dumb story choices they decided to make in Stormblood. Bastion, you've been away from Revenant's Toll for some time now, I believe. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm on one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozen was his name. I believe he was some small matter of wishes he wishes to share with you, so I'd oblige him a visit. That I shall. And so so which ones am I missing? There's Heaven's Ward. I'm having a hard time remembering what they were. Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, maybe not in all this order. I feel like I'm missing something. Endwalker. And then Dawn Trail? That's coming up. Heaven's Ward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Endwalker. Shadowbringers was the one I was forgetting about. Thank you, Baker. Can't even say your name right without forgetting about it. Dawn Trail's coming out soon in July. And then happy trails to you as we'll meet again. Look, it's Mr. Bastion, back from his adventures. We heard you were off fighting primals, and then there's some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. Wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyways, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our own little Doman Adventures Guild to protect all the Domans. You think you could train us today, Mr. Bastion? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. Yeah, and then they all took an arrow to the knee. What's all this commotion then? Mr. Boulder and Mr. Coltonel, did you know that Mr. Bastion is back? So it would seem. Welcome home, Bastion. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions. I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. And I'm known as Hoary Boulder. What a name. The bookish fellow is Coltonel, though we remain largely unproven as adventurers. We have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. Oh, I told you, Mr. Boulder. We are not younglings anymore. We are adventurers. And we were just asking Mr. Bastion if he could give some special training. I think we're about to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? I never agreed to take these kids anywhere. Well, you've certainly been diligent with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordana are still ever so slightly dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Bastion? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. I mean, or if I didn't know you better, and I do, let's say you were merely seeking to test against yourself a legend. Well, perhaps, but what matters the motive when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson? What do you say, Bastion? You want to consent to a spar with me? Don't nod, don't nod, don't nod. God damn it, why are we nodding? Well, we're gonna have a tournament. Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing. Is he gonna tell me that I have to let him win this time? But do not try to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonette. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to the east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. The main character Nod is such a meme to you. It's a meme for sure. It's a meme. Alright, let us go. I forgot I can fly again. Well, good to agree to this, eh? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's sync it on up and fight this man. Garamaro, I have to kick you from the party, sir. Damn, I apologize. Oh, you're right there. What, you directed me there? Nods robotically. It's nice to land me right where we needed to go there, Wolf Slayer. I appreciate it. Well, let's not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hori, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? I mean, that is Bastion you face. Nope, nope, nope. Coco, 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 Coco. Get moving. Coco. And after all, 'twas the hero's legend that led me to the Scions to begin with. Without Bastion to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. What do you mean, Hori? I am half the warrior you are, you fat fuck. Point is well made, though. Remember, this is for the children's sake, as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I'll add my own spells to your blade work. Do you know if you fight that woman in the white armor that slaughtered the Wandering Sands? Yes. Yes, you do. Coco? Don't you... Ow! God fucking cunt sakes! Why would you do that, Coco? Fuck me, I'm looking at Cricket County Championship, and my team is 29-2, 29-2, over 10 overs, and I want to castrate them. I have no idea what that means. Can you put that into hockey terms for me? When I heard about your sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought I could use a crowd to cheer you on. And yes, I mean, there's still more to come. When I mentioned Bastion's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. While my own popularity seems to be a sickly shade in comparison, you must claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. They have a 2.76 run rate, and they're lucky this is a test cricket and they have a second innings. Can you dumb that down any further? I need you to tell me how you're going to tinker with my ticker. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. And also, they got away team out of 140 runs after around 50 overs. What? Okay, let's start here. What's an over? Is an over like a period, a quarter, a half, an inning? 6 ball. Then they exchanged the... Let's go back to the over again. So the bowler is like a pitcher? Like in a porno film? And then so they jack themselves off 6 times before they have to fluff up another guy, a new bowler, if you will. And then he gets to blow his load 6 times? You can win, Mr. Boulder. That's exactly what happens. I mean, that's why I took it. All right. On your guard. Have you watched cricket before, Jordan? You seem like an expert. I have. I've seen a couple cricket matches, if you will. Is he already dead before it even happened? Boulder is back in action. This guy's dead. 34 balls left in play. They better get some boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, don't give up yet, Mr. Boulder, you hoary bastard. So what, and so I am partially joking with you about cricket. I understand some of it. So the only thing I don't understand, how come some games seemingly go on for days? Like I can only compare it to something like baseball. How come like a cricket game can somehow go on for literally like, you know, hours and hours and hours and hours? Like why isn't it like wrapped up in like 3 or 4 hours? And is cricket as big as I'm led to believe in the UK? I beat them both at the same time. Damn right I did. Well, we knew you couldn't lose. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Where did the cat go? Now I see why they sent you to deal with the primals. I have much work to do if I ever attempt to do the same. So there's different types of matches. Test cricket last days, Ashes, England versus Australia is an example of that. Okay. Impressive as always, Bastion. It is ever a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial powers. And judging by the smiles on these faces, too, they appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardian of Eorzea. Yes, most fitting title. Do you recall when we first met? It was at a memorial service for the Battle of Cartonneau. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand the land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, and yet the effort I saw expended towards the solution as haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if someone had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the order he proposed to enforce. The Ligustus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. And were it not a desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm of its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. It was you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. So then you have one-day internationals, which lasts a day. Then you have T20s, which is a game that only has 1 inning per team and 20 overs per inning. Okay. It was you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that we may grandsire thought sought to preserve what the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people These wonderful, oft infuriating, stubborn people that suffer blow after blow only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. And though we've never put such feelings into words, I believe Grandfather's admiration for this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish. A wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toil towards a better world. They added a match type called 100s, which is basically a super quick match type where there's only 100 balls thrown per inning, or in total, not too sure because I'm not very familiar with it. Okay. And our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of scale that cannot be solved by the scions of the 7th Dawn alone. Just to try to introduce people to the sport. That's what you need as a quick game, I see. So what is needed is to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Yassians. It's a new expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, and pray let us continue the discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Cheers to you, DJ. And it is about time I probably grabbed a beverage. Hopefully Baker is about to do the same during this cricket talk, of course. There's my friends. I gotta speak with Jack Swagger at the Rogues Guild. Current local tournament here in the UK is the County Championship, which is basically just test match cricket multiple. Now, so do you play yourself, Baker? Alright, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab a bev. Be right back. Gotta click on the game. I forgot. It's happening now? France is ready for Backlash, or is it tomorrow? Wolfslayer, I love you. That's why I want you to think about your ears. This is your official 5-second warning. And then without further ado, you get nailed. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. By the way, the cool thing this year for the World T20s, starting in June, is that it's going to be the first year in history some of the matches are going to be played in the United States of America. The event is tomorrow at 1. They did the oh, okay. I see. La-ba-dee-doo, pouring, a Sapporo, almost spilling her. Oh, I didn't, yes. Yes, I do. Embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Cheers, folks. I mean, I just have to give them to my retainer, to be honest, or throw some things in my Chocobo saddlebag. But in all honesty, like a lot of the stuff I'm keeping is like, because I haven't touched any of the gathering or crafting classes. So like I have a lot of stuff that like I can remember like were used for that. Like, you know, the skins and whatnot, stuff like that. Like, and I've not sold anything. Like, it's sort of like one of these things of like, not everything is junk. But like that's sort of something like I miss in World of Warcraft was like there were great items, and then you could just go to a vendor and just sell them, right? Horden P. That's the name. I mean, these are all fucking useless. I like purple. Right? 2 slots. Pray forgive me if I tread over old ground, but I first speak of the grand plan. Since the advent of the 7th astral era, the leaders of the 3 nations have been deliberating over an accord that seeks to bring the disparate forces of Eorzea together into a single entity. Probably not, to be honest. I think the only thing that is currently in my Chocobo saddlebags are dyes, I think. A realm-wide grand company, if you will. The military might of such an institution would be drawn every corner of the land and directed against threats of no single nation could overcome alone. Just did Howling Eye, and it was so fast and even had to hide behind the rocks. Nice. Or add to transmog wardrobe if it was armor, and then... So I suffered. So the armor is all going into the armory bin. So there's that. That's not helping either. That's fucking a realm-wide grand company. Very interesting. Why do you say that? Spoilers, maybe? Level 48 now. You're going to be passing me soon. And the longer these discussions continue, the more I sense the impetus towards the unification draining away. Thus, I have been campaigning for the creation of what might be considered a trial company. Smaller scale, and we hope to eventually achieve, but capable of the same manner of unrestricted operations accorded to the Scions. It's my hope the successful utilization of such a force will lend momentum to the lagging deliberations. Oh, just how interesting it sounds. And as being a primarily military outfit, I mean to assuage fears of misuse by placing the fledgling organization under the authority of the Antecedent. Yeah, I saw that. Scions work tirelessly to protect Eorzea and its people. But as for yourself, you've witnessed with the refugee revolt, there are limitations to what we can achieve. With this new company under the Scion's command, we will be capable of responding to a wider range of difficulties without straining our resources or overtaxing your formidable talents. These goals are proposed organization, and these Scions are ultimately identical, a point conceded by all concerned. But before we can move forward with establishing this precursor to the true border-spanning grand company, It's yet necessary that I visit the 3 leaders and gain their official approval. A tiresome and time-consuming task, which is why I ask you to accompany me on the journey and attend to the business of recruiting our inaugural members while I am otherwise engaged with bureaucratic formalities. That sounds boring. It's reassuring indeed to know that the bringer of light and his discerning eye will be selecting our future allies. The first destination will be Limsa Lominsa, so let's rendezvous at Bulwark Hall. Good, now I can hand in that rogue quest that we got. Cheers, my friends! Have a good one. A Sapporo knows what it wants. Teleport. Limsa. Sure. Well, Baker, you know the deal. Go get yourself a Moretti if you got one, or, you know, that's how you got to figure it out. All right, let's go to the Rogues Guild first to hand in that one quest. I probably have to be a rogue to do so. Fosters for the Australian in us all. I'll have a coffee. Beer it is. No, I said coffee. Beer. C-O-B-E. Wouldn't be a Jordan stream if we didn't reference Simpsons at some point in our lives. Welcome back. What information did the old man have on the reformists? I don't know. I don't really care much about it, but you're hearing from a buyer out of town. No, you won't. I do like the way this man is dressed, though. Very, you know, piratey, if you will. Why do pirates have to be, you know, thieves and whatnot? But best to assume the Yellow Jackets know what we know, and that means we best get our arses to Costa del Sol right now. Well, I'm not going there right now. I have to go to Bulwark Hall right meow. At least this Foster's doesn't lie to me and have a hissy fit every other day. Waka waka waka. I think it's just 2 wakas. Waka waka. Could be. Yeah. These are usually when I get some time to play. These are the ones I do on my own. I was told, like, you know, they're not, like we discussed earlier, they're not all super terrible, right? Like, there is, you know, I heard that the Dark Knight quest is good. Maybe you get to play Batman or something. I heard the Red Mage one is good. Dragoon is good. You know, like, just not all of them are the best. And maybe, you know, maybe Ninja gets good, right? Like, you know, so you gotta deal with the crap of Rogue to be to get the good stuff of Ninja, right? Goddamn terrible Fortnite player and his fucking blue hair. Where's the sexy ladies dancing? Don't let me down, Limsa. Don't let me down. You were always here, dancing. Sexy lady right there. What outfit is this? It's very casual. It's just like a hoodie. All right. Bulwark Hall. Hi, Alpha Note. Are we gonna go chat with the large woman and tell her that she needs to spend some tax dollars on our new grand company, or what? That's essentially what we're doing here, right? You just hauled me off, you know, to get me to say, like, yep, I need some of your people. I need some of your finest people to take away from Limsa and I need them to join my club. Club Vundasex. Does this guy not take me there? I have to talk to this guy, Greyfar. Where do I want to go here? Am I confused? Oh, nowhere. No, the Culinarians Guild. Okay. You know, reading sometimes is a good friend of yours. I really truly start to despise Dave Meltzer. Like, as I watched a little bit more of the wrestling upwards towards WrestleMania and whatnot, it super got annoying to the fact of like, so now he's saying like, even though Roman's gonna go take a break, there's nothing for Cody Rhodes to do until the bloodline comes back. Like, what? You're telling me that that giant company where you're just signing a bunch of people to $1 million contracts and there's nobody for your champion to wrestle now? Okay. I am the best type of influence, Baker. And just be happy that I don't live in jolly old England, because we would be out drinking right now. No, that's what I'm saying is I can't stand Dave Meltzer. He's lost so much crap over the last few months. Like, it's gotten stupid. Like, there absolutely is tons of stuff for him to do. And as someone who hasn't even watched in a long time, I know there's lots of stuff for him to do. Like, for fuck's sakes, it's not that fucking hard, right? Well, Rainier, you've heard of the new organization, but you declined the invitation. You're happy with your yellow jackets. Okay. He is. I used to somewhat appreciate some of his stuff. Not really the biggest fan of his star matches, like whatever, but like he's starting to become more and more of an asshat towards with just, you know, essentially AEW can do no wrong, and you know WWE does everything right or wrong. AEW does everything right, WWE does everything wrong, despite how good they've been the last few months. It's just like, dude, look, I know you're afraid of losing your press pass or your press pass from Tony, but Jesus Christ. Does anybody want to join this little company of ours? You know, I'm 0 for 2 now. 0 for 2. Yeah, like it just sounded like also like you were discussing about him before, Cloud, but like it looks like Ethan Page is not even with AEW anymore. Yeah. So like, I mean, is he due for WWE? Was he a big enough name, you know, for Cody to have that influence? Or you know, maybe that's not even what he wants. I don't know. Like maybe he just wants, maybe he made enough money with AEW that he can, like, you know what, I'm comfortable. I can go back to running my my independent wrestling companies, and you know, and that's his life. I don't know. He's about my age. Maybe a year or so younger. So he's certainly not on the younger side. You know, that body does take a beating. Yeah, I'm with Cloud. Like I love wrestling. You know, New Japan. I never go without seeing Wrestle Kingdom. You know, and that's how I got really introduced to a lot of the people, like your Kenny Omegas, like your Young Bucks. It was great to see that, you know, people come from all sorts of different places, but of course you have to believe in Joe Hendry of former What Culture fame. I don't know what he's doing now, but I mean, you know, I know of Joe Hendry. Welcome back, Baker. What did you grab? Did you grab one of those big Foster beers, like, you know, that are like a giant can? You've been playing Hendry's song nonstop while playing Final Fantasy XIV. Nice. You should be playing the "We're Not the Mounties." Ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, ba-dum. We are not coming up good here for people to join our little club here. This is unfortunate. I have not seen TNA in forever. Just a standard can. Is that going to be enough beer? I worry about that, Baker. I want you to have enough beer. He sang a song in Top Dollar TNA. Well, that's why I have a lot of standard cans. Good for you, champ. I was last night finding the cutscene for Cold Steel so I could download it so that I have it. It was like a 45, I think 48-minute cutscene, I think is what it was, of all the stuff I missed. Like as a whole. Just filled them in my large Simpsons beer mug. Fair enough. To seek the shortcut to the Titman's bedchamber. I remember old Real, don't ya? Formerly of the Company of Heroes, 3 whistles at Bronze Lake. Are these bars that this guy's talking about? A new crew, top tier work. Are you gonna finally join? Finally! Got 1 out of 5. I know, but like that I think in retrospect, I think going forward, and I know that everyone can't know, like different people have different aspects of how long timing could be, right? Like to me, 20 minutes is a long cutscene. But had I known like that, it would have been like, yo, nope, Jordan, this is from the death of, or from the, death of this person, it's a 60-minute cutscene. Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Long doesn't, long to me was 20 minutes, and I was shocked that it was longer than that. So we gotta watch it again. That's fine. And finding it without spoiling anything was also something I had to tiptoe around. Gotta be careful. You can't just type in, all cutscenes, Cold Steel 4. You get yourself in trouble there. Thank you for the Wolf Slayer lurk. Appreciate it. Make something nice for lunch, okay? And then ship it to me. Yeah, I'm almost going to have to probably plan that out a lot better. It's longer than Metal Gear Solid 3 infamous cutscene, which was about a half an hour. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and that was long, right? That was long is long. Where are we going? Not there. Speak with Alpha Node at the airship landing. I think anything over 10 minutes could be considered a long cutscene in a video game. Yes, I think so too. I think so too. Fashion. Recruiting went well, I trust. Curious of how my proposal was received at the rough and ready folk. I got 1 person to join, Alpha Node. 1 person out of 5. But you were successful. That's good. So the Admiral consented to signing all the documents, so we can hope that the visit with the other elders and people in charge. Let's head on over to Gridania at our own pace. Wait, so you brought me over here to take a ship when I don't need to take the ship? Wait, why isn't that free? Oh, never mind. I want to return to New Gridania. That is free. Yeah, I mean, and again, to be fair, I should know what I'm getting into when I'm on my 9th game of the Cold Steel series. I know, like, they like to do their cutscenes, but yeah. But again, having played that, I knew what was coming. Isn't that sort of like what Death Stranding is, though? You sometimes get to play the game while a movie is taking place. I love the music in Gridania. Very nice. I think it's a general thing with Japanese games, particularly JRPGs, everything becomes long and verbose. Yeah, I remember Cloud and I think he was going to my hockey game or something, and I think we were just wrapping up. I want to say it was Metal Gear 1, I want to say. And I was losing my mind. I was like, I can't just leave the ending, and we're gonna watch it, and just had to quickly get dressed for hockey later, but I damn wasn't missing that ending for anything. My audience with the Elder Seed series is due to commence momentarily. I would be grateful if you would once more see the task of recruitment. After you deem 12 potential candidates is run dry, let's rendezvous with the airship counter again. Okay, so who's not going to want to join us here now? Thank God there's nobody there behind. Can you imagine just one jackass just wanting to join up back there? The game that destroyed your thumbs. Well, I mean, you got to make sure that Meryl doesn't die, so you don't want to just, submit to the torture. They're going to take my thumbs. John Laurinaitis. Really? Aren't you a bad person nowadays? Probably always were a bad person. Oh, fuck's sakes, Jordan. Use the door. Use the door! There you go. Oh, God. Can it truly be you? What fickle fool. What is this, Daniel Bryan? Face I see upon my release is yours. Could it be that you don't remember me? It is I, John Laurinaitis, Vince McMahon's main man, whose crimes you exposed. I was a whaler and a regular patron at Buscarin's. Yes, now I remember. Of course you do. I was beginning to wonder if Gal had changed me more than I realized, but now that I have any particular wish to be recognized after my shameful conflict. Conflict? Less said about my past, the better. And what about you? What brings you here to this part of Gridania? Recruiting, eh? What was your policy on reformed convicts? Dude, I wouldn't be coming to you if I didn't want you part of the group, okay? So, you want to come? You shall leave at once. He's a changed man. Yeah, I don't believe it. With that and being forced to use the D-pad back on the PS1 during the final battle to constantly move out of the way of Liquid wanting to suck solid cock. Yes. Now, let us all remember that I had played through Metal Gear on stream all the way to the end and lost my mind. And then decided to start over because I couldn't beat Metal Gear Rex on normal. I've truly lost my skill as a gamer. Truly lost my skill. I'm embarrassed to say it. Grandfather, you must call it a day. Let's return to the guild and rest. Your tormented back gives up for good. Oh, I'm sorry. Just sometimes since our paths crossed at the Copperville Mines. You were barely a novice adventurer back then. I mean, Mother Mignonne tells me it was you who felled the fearsome Black Wolf. And now you seek stout-hearted souls to the ranks of the New World Order. Well, good. I'm getting some people from Gridania. More than happy to come on in. That's great. You spent like 2.5 hours on that single fight, threw your hands up, and then restarted the game. I remember that shit. Yep, I do. It was great. Great for all involved. And showing proof that I am not afraid, although that is on the shorter side of things for a game, I am not afraid to just start a game over. Rage quit, if you will. I genuinely can't wait to use restart when you reach Endwalker so that you have to go back to killing ladybugs. Fuck's sakes. And you know what? I'm a man of my word. I absolutely will do. I will do it. I will do it. Could you fucking imagine? Could you fucking imagine? Yes. Yes. Sekiro was another good game. You cannot accept. Oh, I would have loved to have had you there, Sandal, but your responsibility for the evils your lady wrought upon this land. Yep, you take care of yourself, okay? And each other. Think of Jerry Springer. You mean Metal Gear Solid 1 should have only taken you like 10 hours to beat with Jordan multiplier? That's 37.275. Yeah, that's some Steiner math happening right there. So what you do is you take normal 8 hours amount of time that it would take for a normal human being to pass a game. But then you take the Jordan multiplier and you add that, and then you get 66.6% chance more of me taking longer to restart a game. And you know, then you throw Samoa Joe in the mix, and yeah, the start of the next stream was like, okay, so I wasn't happy with. It's so funny because I can literally just hear myself literally just saying that, like literally to a T. All right, you know, wasn't happy with how that started. Fuck's sakes. All right, back to the airship we go. Oh, I guess I could take this. I have a vivid image of you on the load safe, so explaining why you were playing the game from that. See, like, it's funny though, like, Sekiro, I can't even figure, like, how early on was I in the game where I was like, this fucking isn't working. And then, like, somehow starting over, like, where do I get it? Did I fuck up in, like, in choosing a skill or something? Like, I feel like I must have done that to where it's like, I can't continue on with this or something. Genichiro. I got so salty. Yeah, and then I got salty on the last Genichiro as well. Holy fuck. Yeah, we got some people this time, Alpha Node. We got some people. Now let's go on to Ul'dah while the iron is hot. Might as well buy a ticket to Ul'dah. The fact that you're going to charge me, the warrior of fucking light. That is up there. Absolutely. But I'm happy I did it. That and Bloodborne, like, top tier 2 games. I am ecstatic that I was able to platinum. Like, those are some notches in my belt, if you will. Haven't started Elden Ring. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I haven't started. That's on the list. I basically did like 3 fights in Elden Ring, and then realized the scope of that game was too big at the moment, so I think I decided I wanted to stream it. I was going to play it on my own, and then I was liking it too much, so I sort of stopped. If that makes sense. After you finish all these weeb RPGs, you should go back to it, even if it's just a... I honestly want to go back and play through all of the Souls again. Because I hate myself, but I'm not joking. Like, I still have that absolute love of the Souls games. And I feel like, especially with the Souls games, it has been so long since I've played them that, like, you know, it'll be good to go and do a harkering back to the game. You know, really enjoy them. Like, sure, they'll still, you know, there won't be that discovery that I had, like, until we get to Elden Ring. But I mean, like, to me, like, I can still just remember all the fun things. And you know, and because it's Dark Souls, like, there will be moments and times I will get fucked. Remember when I thought of doing that? I mean, I still love watching him. He's probably one of my more favorite creators. that I really do like watching. Oh, for fuck's sakes. But I did try to whirl my head through them a little bit. Like it's fucking tough to do. But yes, they are absolutely so replayable. Like I think what I would go through them a couple more times and obviously get through these weeb RPGs, as you would say. You know, maybe once I got something to try, I would maybe like to start with like something like no death runs, perhaps. I could maybe even see of like how close, you know, if I start playing and everything just sort of sticks, you know, when I start going back to Souls, and it's like, you know what? Maybe I'll get ahead of myself, but to think like, maybe we could do a no death run or something like that, right? I think no damage or no hit is well beyond my scope, but you know, obviously you need practice. I'm really hoping. I mean, quite frankly, that's the only reason why. I mean, I don't want to buy a PS5. I really don't. I probably won't, to be honest. I really think we're hitting that level of where I think Microsoft for sure is realizing like maybe we should just start putting everything on PC. And if Sony starts to realize that eventually, and you know, gives us that remaster or even ports the damn thing. Like I'll take a port of Bloodborne, you know, just on PC, but you know, leave it. Then you just got to leave it to the mods to do all the hard work. I want to play the Fallout games. You know, I haven't even watched the show, but I mean, you know, I'd love to go back to and play through those. Not 76, but you know, Fallout 3 and 4. Never played the Elder Scrolls on stream. Your reasoning is that it's the 10-year anniversary next year in March. There's no remaster remake yet. Sony can repackage on PS5, and with Sony's PC pushing recent years, it looks possible. I certainly hope it is. Yeah, like I look back, and I mean, outside of playing my PS4 games, the amount of PS5 games that I want do not equate to me spending $1,000 on a console when I could spend that money on building a new PC. I would much rather do that. And I don't need a new PC. I'm just saying. They are, DJ, in Canada. Unfortunately, our dollar is dog shit. And they are $1,000. And I'm not saying just the system. Like, I will explain myself. But I mean, the system is $649 Canadian. And tax is $100. That's $750. And that's not with it, you know. I might get lucky and I think I might get a game. I have seen them both on Best Buy, the one with a game and one without a game. DJ, that does not fix the conversion rate. If I go down to the US and I want to buy a PS5, I have to pay with American dollars and 30% off the top. So what's that? That's $649 though, right, Cloud? $649 plus tax. Plus I want to buy another controller. Plus I want to buy another game. I'm not just buying the system, right? Like that's what I'm saying. It's $1,000, and I'd rather build another PC. Yeah, our dollar is, as Baker laughs, is fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible. I want to go. The Gladiators Guild looks like it'll work. Yeah, and I like that, but again, when I look at the games that I want, like it's Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, and Ratchet and Clank's on PC now. Why not buy one online? What do you mean? Like the online price is exactly the same. Ahamigo. The Masked Devil. That was me, Wilred. Yes. But the disaster got you thinking about our homeland and about the outsider who saved us from ourselves. Yeah, but again, DJ, whether I buy it from a hobo down the street that lifted it from Best Buy or I buy it off of Amazon, the prices are the same across the board. I'm not saving money if I buy it in America. I'm not, and because our dollar is crap, it's $650 for a new system here. I'd rather just have something that I would get more use out of it, to be honest. The PS5 does not make good financial sense. As much as I love a PlayStation, I love a good system, and I'm sure it's a great system, but every once in a while you take those step backs, and that's the difference, right? I'd rather have a PC than have another console. Choices to be made. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I'm not taking it out of the equation, like, if ever. Like, I bought my PS3, I think, like 4 years later or 5 years later after launch. My PS4 was the same thing. Bought it much further, and absolutely you can play. I actually have our new TV that we just bought. I have hooked up my computer to it. I haven't played it other than tested it, but it's absolutely great to play it. It actually was comical because I now have a 4K TV. I am now hip and with it now, but I'm afraid of it burning down my computer if I try. But I wouldn't mind actually seeing it. It's all hooked up, so yeah, it's no different. You absolutely can play your PC on your TV. Your TV is your monitor. No difference nowadays anymore. We've been like that for a long time. I mean, I even have, I gotta find it. I was bugging the wife when we were, moving stuff and everything around. I had the Steam Link. I gotta find it because I wouldn't mind hooking that up again, but in all fairness, it's not a big apartment, so I could just run a 50-foot HDMI cable and a wireless keyboard and mouse and get that job done. Yes, Yellow Moon, I wish to recruit you. We need to look fashionable. So DJ, I have to say, like, I don't understand why you would use your PS5 to stream games when you get a PC. Like, the convenience factor of streaming from the PC is so easy now. And I mean, outside of the cost of buying a capture card at a couple $100, there is no literal difference. We have the trusty old Steam Link, and it actually serves really well playing Steam. Yeah, that's why I liked it. I have to find it. I think it's in my son's room, to be honest. Yeah, I don't see why you would not use the capture card and then stream from your PC. The amount of, like, I have to say, like, the amount of control you have over your stream being on the PC, over having to do everything through the PlayStation is, it rears its ugly head as to rather overly difficult. Right, but that's what I'm saying. The capture card hooked up to your PC is how you would play the console games. You can still play them on your TV and everything. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you have console games you want to play, I don't understand why you go through the hassle of going through all of the crap on the PlayStation to to stream when you have all of the options available to you on the PC to stream. But I digress, as Taz would say. All right. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm super close now. Like, my new TV is literally right beside me, so it's all I have is a switcher, an HDMI switcher to just swap over to the TV. I just haven't had the time to play anything on it on the moment. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Cloud. I mean, you know, I understand why DJ doesn't do it either. She doesn't have a PC hooked up, so I mean, to stream from the PS5, that's the only way you're going to be able to stream a game. But once you get the PC and everything works and you have everything set up, the amount of options you have. I thought you said you streamed from your PS5. I am so confused now. I used to do that when my PC was basically a 1955 Soviet submarine computer. No, I don't think I did not start streaming until I had a capture card. That was like part of things. But yes, my old computer shit itself, but I still had a capture card. Yeah, like DJ, you plug the capture card, you plug into your laptop, you plug your PS5 into your laptop. You're not playing the game on your laptop, but that's how you capture it onto your laptop, so that you could use OBS and use flashy stuff or make it clean or whatever. Are you saying you use a capture card when your computer wasn't good to still stream through PC? Oh, yes. And I remember I wanted to use my PS3 and then realized that Sony back in the day was utilizing HDCP and you couldn't do it. And I tried so many freaking Chinese switchers that apparently bypassed it and they never worked. So we went some other routes with things. I just turned that off. I just turned what off? Turn my brain off? I've done that a few times. All right. All potential mates have been spoken to. Let's go to the Royal Promenade. Promenade. Lemonade. Let's go drink some lemonade. I think it's worse to turn things off. Chamber of Rules. Well, has he gotten the okay from the final person we needed to make our special NWO group? Who is going to be Hollywood Hulk Hogan? But whose side is he on? Murder and pillage. Pillage first, then murder, right? Well, how did I fare? Hidden gems of the streets of Ulda offered up to my relenting gaze? Nothing. Good call. Good call. A single Alamegan youth. You know, I think I have like 5 people that agreed to join here. It's not that big of a group. In the hope that these inspire these people are no small part from the victories you myself have won. I will not squander the precious gift you have placed into me. Keeping these recruits will become the foundation of a new beginning. The fact that they did not say to make a new world order hurts me. Did you think that was a spoiler when Bobby Heenan said that? No. It was. I think Eric Bischoff has touched on that before, like through the podcast and everything. Because I think someone was asking, like, "Oh, were you mad when Bobby Heenan said that?" And I think my take was very similar to like what he like. It was such a big moment. I don't like it went through one ear out the other, or like it didn't even make you think of like the possibility that, you know, was Hulk a good guy or a bad guy when that was happening. I think everyone got to enjoy that moment for what it was, and it was shocking, right? I don't think anything of it, of whether Heenan blew it or anything like that. Our first wave? What do you mean first wave? Do you think I'm doing this every fucking time? My local team is playing too aggressive in bat. 66 over 5 at 23 overs. Lemon by carrying. Who is Lemon by? Is this a bowler, if you will? Or is he a fluffer? He's a batter. Okay. How can I ask in cricket, anytime I see it, when they're waiting for the bowler to throw the ball, why do they always like tap their bat on the ground before it comes to them? Like, is that just like out of habit? Or like, are you supposed to like keep hitting the ground with it or something? It's a sign to show they're right. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Naturally, I'd prefer not to rely upon outside sources, but even my family's substantial coffers could not sustain a venture of this magnitude. But we better be getting paid like seeds then. And as for the rumors and doubt surrounding this enterprise, well, such things shall plague us until the company has had a chance to prove its worth. It will not be an easy process, but we will earn people's trust one success at a time. Yesterday, you were in a dungeon and the tank said, "Guess Shane is the tank now." The other two in the party called him a crying piss baby. Wait, you had to become the tank as a dragoon? I mean, not that it's not entirely possible, but, you know. Oh, you were overpowering and he was unable to get the aggro off of you. I've been a tank a couple times where that happens, but I feel like, you know, it's not overly difficult to get the aggro back. You know, you have your provokes at your avail and whatnot to build your anemone. She's watching us off, eh? She's one of the, like, the one argument I always hear about Lalafells outside of a few people in this stream's take that they're just potatoes or just toppings. I will one day probably switch over to a Lalafell just for the jokes for a little bit, but it's unfortunate because their armor and everything is as cool as they can look. Because it's so small, you lose that finer detail. Following with that, though, Nanamo, like, obviously because she's an important character, she's the queen, head of Ulda. You know, obviously you still getting those little details, which is really cool. They're just kids, man. Some of them are cute, but yeah, they're just kids. Do you remember or how to get that mech mount? No, I do not. Wolfslayer or Biscuits would know better than I do, or even Baker if he can remember. Like, you mean the one from, oh, it might be handed out at the end of the raid that happens at the Castrum Meridium because you ride them in that. I'm trying to think if they give you one sort of at the end of that or not. Like, you're meaning the Magitech ones, right? Like the ones that appear in Final Fantasy VI, right? Those ones? Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, I think Baker's right. I think you either get it like before the end all be all, but I think it's because that thing is like broken up into like 3 or 4 separate things until you fight Ultimate Weapon. Yeah. Oh, Baker, I wanted to ask you. It happened a while ago, and sort of on a, an unfortunate thing that happened. But I wanted to ask you because you're in the UK. I've been playing with the sound off for this long, and no one told me until just now. Not the entire stream, only since I came back from a break. How did anyone not notice? Fuck, if you would have not have said that, I would have never noticed at all.
Does it not concern you that a significant proportion of its financial backing came from the coffers of the Syndicate?
Wow.
Unprincipled worms might forge this extraordinary gathering.
I muted it for when I went on a BRB so that the Final Fantasy music wasn't gonna overplay from the lockdown music. And I just forgot to turn it back on. Although funny, like, how did I remember to turn my... that's the thing. Because I didn't shut my mic off. Because no one else is here, so I didn't have to worry about anything going on. Oh, fuck's sake.
I have trust in the Scions.
Anyways.
They have spared us no end of trouble at the hands of the Prime.
I wanted to ask you.
If they seek reinforcements...
Because you're from the UK. Was it big news in the UK, or whether you even heard about it? Remember that hockey player that died playing in the league in the UK because the guy, the guy's skate got put up into his neck and he bled off all on the ice everywhere? Was that like big news in the UK, or was it just like, someone died in, British hockey? Now on to, Formula One.
As for their finances, full many gave generously. And though our nobles proffered a sizable sum, their coin did not spill from the pockets of Lolorito and his cronies.
I know, and again, for outside of, I guess, not hearing the music, this is the first time since we've come back for a break that anyone's been talking. I mean, I've been talking, but it didn't matter. Yeah, it wasn't huge. Okay, yeah. It was pretty fucking big news here in Canada, but, hockey.
And what of the presence of our stalwart adventurer friend in this endeavor? I doubt the warrior of light would betray our cause.
But in all seriousness, thank you for reminding me that it was muted, Baker. Appreciate that.
Yes, there is that, I suppose. Yet I have known people to change. Whether we will or no, the events of the age hurl us this way and that, like a dust cloud skipping across the sands.
Well, I mean, judging by I'm halfway through my beer and there was a few moments I forgot about it, obviously quite some time. I would say probably at least 20 minutes. I would say at least 20 minutes I was muted. Well, the gameplay was muted for. Thank God I wasn't muted.
Cannot be done about Telechi?
Isn't Teleji the other guy that was at the table that wouldn't vote to take in the Domans? The rich guy? The rich politician, I guess you could say? I mean, he wasn't the only one that voted no, but...
I've explored all avenues available to us, Your Grace. But as Ul'Dan law now stands, we lack the evidence to convict
20 minutes.
Crime.
20 minutes I was muted for.
To arrest him on spurious grounds would only play into his hands.
He has all but committed treason, and yet we can do nothing?
Welcome to America, Nanamo. Welcome to... It's fucking an hour? But again, I guess in my defense though, nobody realized it until just now, right? I mean, obviously I've been talking and I haven't shut the fuck up. So obviously outside of maybe thinking of the occasional music or it's weird that it might be quiet, no one was really thinking about it. And have you not talking the most awkward of absolute silences. Welcome back, Wolfslayer. No reason for it. Motherfucker, Baker. Just spoke up earlier. But thank you for telling me.
Then what good our government? What worth the royal house? How deplorable this mockery of justice!
Wolfslayer, I just realized, since my last Be Right Back, Baker reminded me that my audio, not me talking, no, but the game audio was muted for about an hour. To be honest, even you didn't notice, obviously, right? Can't she pull some, like, executive powers or something?
Have faith, Your Grace. It is not over.
I know you would have, Baker. And I would expect no less, to be honest. No less. Alright, back to the Rising Stones. The Sultanate might as well be a puppet position if there's this degree of conflict with the Syndicate. And so the person she was talking about was the Teledigi person. That was the other guy that was at the table when they were doing all of their voting, right? He's like the rich politician or whatever. I know there's a little bit more to him, but not really much has been added. Obviously, she knows that he's a piece of shit, but unfortunately, he's done nothing wrong in the eyes of the law, I guess. He likes sloppy steaks. Who doesn't? There are like 3 Lalafels on the Syndicate and can be tough to tell them apart. I think he's the one with the mustache, the twirly mustache. You love political writing in JRPGs. It's why Azure is my favorite Trails game. Some of the best political drama. The male Lalafell that doesn't wear a mask. Yes, he does not wear a mask. The tiny, the tiny pedo stash. Yes. Ayuden does a little bit of political drama. Is that Ayuden Chronicle on PC, or is that just the one that's on? What am I getting it confused with? Is it Unicorn something that's only on Switch? Unicorn Overlords or something? Coco, I don't think you want to jump over there. PC. Switch and PlayStation. So, if I'm correct, so Ayuden is the Suikoden game, and Unicorn Overlord is the tactics game, right? Like, that's the one I keep hearing about. If you want a Final Fantasy Tactics, a new one, everyone buy Unicorn Overlord to show that people want those things, right? Well, that's a journey I soon wish not to repeat, but I cannot pause to rest. The culmination of our effort is at hand. I must see to preparations for the inaugural ceremony. Thank you for allowing me to monopolize your services, Bastion. I'm certain the Ascendant will be relieved to see you free of other duties. Cloud, do you have another, like, dungeon that you need to do or anything, or no? Unicorn Overlord is a masterpiece. No? Okay. Just was asking. with everyone sort of back, we probably could have got you into it quick or whatever. Although, mind you, like I said, I'm more than happy. Like, if I'm off this weekend, if you're up for playing, I don't mind. I think both of my, like my white mage and my tank are around your level. If you wanted to do stuff, I can tank or heal to get us in quick. If you're gonna do one, please wait for me. I got called into something that I need to get done before noon. Okay, just let me know when you're available, and we'll do one. Biscuits, I'd be happy to get you involved to do one. You let me know when we're ready to go, and we'll do one. I'll just do what I can for story, and then when we get to that point, we'll do it. How's that sound? Buy one? That's okay. Okay. Between Unicorn Overlord and Tactics Over, I'm convinced someone somewhere is placing bets on least sensical TRPG names. Yeah, but Tactics Ogre, isn't that like apparently like a really good game from what I've heard? Like one of the best, like tactical RPGs. I mean, like, every once in a while, I go back on my emulators and stuff, and, I'll go back and play Final Fantasy Tactics. I've put a couple of, like, mods on it that people have really put some really good work into it to make it really play nice on the emulators. But yeah, that's, that's something. You need a betting table, you certainly do. Yes, Triangle Strategy, that was the other Switch one, right? Yeah. I could have sworn, I thought when Triangle Strategy, because it was always called Triangle Strategy, right? And everyone was like, oh, that's just like the development name, right? Wasn't like Triangle Strategy really loosely based, like they thought that was going to be Final Fantasy Tactics? Like a new one? And then when it actually came out, it was just like, oh, it's still Triangle Strategy. Yeah, we were talking about, like, I'm trying to think, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about with Cold Steel and the numbers, and Wolfslayer had brought up Disgaea. It's been a long time since I've played a Disgaea. I relatively liked playing Disgaea when I did play some of them. They're well beyond what I've played. Like, I think I played the first two. It's hard to, like, they're into the millions and billions of numbers of health and damage and whatnot, and they're all over the top stuff, and people like that. But, it's hard to, look into it that way. It's a weird industry subset. If I could release a game called Fairy Cross X and not be out of the norm. Yeah. What? Cloud, you might be able to tell me what the other one was called. It was PlayStation 2 era. I remember borrowing it from Andrew. I think it was PS2. So, you remember when we were all, like, we were loving Disgaea, but then there was another one that was like Disgaea. I think it still had was it the Prinnies or the Pinnies or whatever? But instead of being, like, on a grid, it was a circle. And, so you'd move your character in a big circle. Oh, what the fuck was it? Phantom something? Oh fuck! It's like on the tip of my tongue. Phantom Brave? Phantom Brave? Yes. Yes, I remember playing that. Like another over the top, fantastic tactical RPG. PS2? Am I right? Or was it Nintendo? I want to say PS2 or GameCube. I can't remember. Like, I'm trying to think back of these are old high school friends of mine, so I'm trying to think back, 800 years of what fucking system we were playing. But yeah, same devs. Well, we're gonna have an inaugural ceremony here at the Rising Stones, and Tataru is gonna cooperate with Alpha Node to see that all is good to go. PS2, I think, because Disgaea was PS2. Yeah, and Disgaea has gone from like PS2. I don't know if they ever touched PS3, but now they're on Switch. They're on PC. I'm sure there was probably ones on handheld or something. Lothars, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, not like even thinking back, like Disgaea and Phantom, those would be good games to go back to. I think it would be like a good reminder. Like I'm like, oh, are these worth the play, or just to get them over and done with, and see like they're not the way I remember them, type of thing. Makai Kingdom, I don't remember that one. But apparently it was good. I can believe you. Give me no reason not to believe you. They have a Switch collection. Oh, okay. You gotta speak with Slathborn and Revenant's Toll. Oh, maybe I'll have to take a look at those. I love how Cloud spelt your name Lothars. Well, what can I do for you, Bastion? I thought you'd have your hands full helping out the new arm of the Scions. Barely noticed your recruits arrived. It was barely a trickle compared to the flood of treasure hunters we have passed through here every day. Well, no, I appreciate your offer of aid. It's more of a burden that concerns me. I'm told this trial company will answer directly to the Ascendant, so I trust that means less work for you in the long run. Oh, Slathborn, the shipment, we couldn't. Well, gotta help out the senior citizens. Gods, woman, what befell? We were bringing a shipment to Revenant's Toll, provisions earmarked for the frontier effort. But just as we sought cross over into Mordana, we were set upon by brigands. I believe they have been heretics. There were many, too many. We only escaped with our lives by abandoning the supply. Oh, for God's sakes, now I gotta go back and get the fucking supplies, get a real person to do the job, get a real man to do the job, right? There's a collection called Prinny Presents NIS Classics Volume 1. NIS. So they're the same company as the as Cold Steel people. You're not wrong, Baker. Do you remember the old, I don't know if you'd seen them. Do you remember when Michael Jordan was rocking the Hitler stash? You don't think like someone in like his PR or his assistant, slowly sees him like, because surely, he's an adult man. He could probably grow a mustache in a few days. And no one like decided to go up to Michael Jordan and go, Why are you shaving your mustache like that? And then I think he did like some Hanes underwear commercials or something with the Hitler mustache. So what happens when famous people are led to just run amok and do what they want? Although, to be fair, just because, I don't think it's fair that just one person can ruin a mustache, right? Like, no one around ever in the history of man going forward can have the Hitler mustache. It's ruined, right? Like, it doesn't matter how good you can make that look on your face. There is not a person that's not going to double look or take and go, was that Hitler? You can't have it. You can't have it. Prinny presents Phantom Brave, Soul Nomad. Volume 2 is Makai Kingdom and ZHP Unlosing Ranger versus Dark Death Evil Man. And number 3 was La Pucelle Ragnarok and Rhapsody, A Musical Adventure. Give it a few hundred years and it'll probably be fine. See, Wolfslayer, that's the kicker. Somehow, in this world, we still have Nazis. How? Yeah, the combed over black hair. Yeah. I just assume that when the world becomes like Fallout, then it will just be whatever. So when Fallout is in real life, then we can all have Hitler mustaches? If heretics are involved, then this is like to be more than a case of simple thievery. Ishgard will need to be informed. At this point, I'm convinced they never actually really went away. They just got better at hiding until someone validated their shitty worldviews. I think social media exposed them. As Saul Goodman would say, who moves a cone? Who? Yes. Like these people were living their shitty lives in bumfuck America somewhere in the deep south, and then someone invented the camera phone, and now they've been exposed. And then they make YouTube videos. Well, House Four Temps, we collected the provisions from Camp Dragonhead proper. I shall see that they are apprised of this development. Well, were you not on good terms with the Knights of House Four Temps? Don't send me back there again. It was cold there. But I have some talent. I realize I contradict my earlier hopes to lighten your load, but here's some busy work. Social media started the process. Modern world politics sped it along. They certainly did. Alright. Let's go meet up with Lord Harshafont, and he'll be glad to help out with our assistance, probably. Camp Dragonhead. How far away is that from here? Overly far? You can walk. Or run. Look at that fucking piece of shit just running by me without even fucking waving. Can you fucking believe that shit? Fucking Dragoon clown politics just fucking doesn't even see me. Doesn't even fucking see me. Fucking ridiculous. And that's apparently my best friend. Unbelievable. I understand that sometimes the latency does not help out there. No, it's all good, buddy. Yeah, I could have waved to you. Yes, I could have. As much as he could have waved to me, I could have waved to him. Well, because I'm a slow typer, Baker, and by the time I realized it was a friend, it was too late for me to go Shawn Michaels and type on AOL.com. You're both at fault for that failed encounter. We sure are. I feel like Miss Biscuits could probably take the full blame on that one, though. Rightfully so. She always plays a part in these things. It's always best when they can't defend themselves either. You know, work meetings and whatnot. Go! Nope, go, keep going. Keep going. No, don't sit on my keyboard. Don't hit me. Ow! Motherfucker. This wagging tail is causing issues, Coco. Trade one cat for another on top of the desk. Would I love a plate of roast karakul and some mulled wine? What is mulled wine? Is that the stuff that Biscuits drinks? He's being possessed by the Asians. Mordana, this was the one of the last places we... Yeah, I remember. All I remember from the last thing we played before was we were in the snow. That was it. That's all I can remember. I can't remember anything story-wise, what had happened or anything. You're on the verge of opening an urgent missive from Revenant's Toll and suspect the timing is no coinky-dinky. Oh, what are you going to hand me? Absolutely nothing of use to me. The death look from Coco.
The incident with the New Frontier hands? No, you need not elaborate. I have been following their progress with no small amount of interest. Brave men and women all. They do our nation a great service. The existence of a fortified outpost in Mordona will do much to dissuade the Empire from trespassing on Kurt's.
I certainly hope when Dawn Trail comes out with its graphical update, I'm sort of hopeful like they clean up this type of stuff. As good as this game looks, like that chair, I've seen better chairs in PlayStation 1 games. Like, and I know, like, when you break it down and you look at it, like, you know, during a cutscene, I might, you know, I've paused it here. But I mean, like, it is, like, a little terrible. Like, you spend all this time of everything else looks good, but then you look... Like, this is like the Final Fantasy VII Remake door to Cloud's apartment. I remember that, like, looked terrible. Cleaning up a lot of stuff from old and new zones. Watching a trailer and trying to find out when it comes out, and all it just says is summer. Summer what? Like summer 2029?
Right glad am I that you have chosen to...
And again, like from further away, it looks fine, right?
House Fort Tom does not...
Yeah, Dawn Trail comes out summer 2024. July, I believe. I think it's July. I think we have a date for it already.
'Twas in the spirit of gratitude that I arranged for sundry supplies to be delivered to Revenant's Toll. That the shipment should chance to be waylaid by heretics is poor fortune.
July 2nd. Thank you, Lothars.
Poor fortune, I say, yet not without precedent. If you would know the truth of it, these incorrigible villains grow more organized.
That guy is having a great hair day.
This new unity of purpose we attribute to their leader, the Lady Iceheart. But though I have devoted significant resources to the task of identifying this woman, we have yet to learn so much as her birth name. What we do know is that the heretics speak of Iceheart in reverent tones, and would gladly embrace death rather than betray her. Such loyalty is rare indeed, and I fear to imagine what so committed a collective might achieve.
Are they talking about Shiva?
The brigands have not yet been so brazen as to risk direct...
Like Lady Iceheart? I don't know what else you would think about that would be.
Few of their number have, however, been sighted not far to the west of here, and with ever-increasing regularity. A visit to Whitebrim Front may bring you the answers you seek. Will you brave the snows, knowing what implacable foes may lie in wait? Halone's blessings be upon you.
Wolfslayer, the next time you make me some clothes, and I love it when you do, can you make me something where my chest is not exposed to everyone to just gawk at? I'm practically half naked here.
Wish for a finer ally. You have done much for my house in the past, and I have no doubt but that I shall have cause to celebrate your deeds.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Should you learn...
I mean, does anyone else feel the same breeze over my nipples that I do?
Warm hearth and a warmer welcome shall be waiting for you.
Gotta teach you the glamour system Sunday. I don't know what I'm so confused about because... Oh, geez, Coco. Because, like, it exists in World of Warcraft. It's called the transmog system. And I feel like the glamour system is overly complicated when it doesn't need to be, right? I love that guy's name, Duck Noises. So like in World of Warcraft, I bring up my character menu, and basically I right click on this. Oh. Is this something new? Or did I never know? So if I want a different piece of gear, I just have to hit cast glamour, and then I can pick something that looks pretty. But I assume I have to have that piece, right? Like if I have a piece of gear that I want to look like, I have to have it, right? There's a more sustainable way. All right. What? Jesus fucking Christ. You do know how to like... I was like, what the fuck is that? If you do it that way... Oh, no. If you do it this way, you need a glamour prism and the piece of gear you want to use. Okay. Like, I know there's a glamour thing. There's like a glamour plate or something. But I've never dabbed into it or anything. So I have no idea what the fuck it is. Anyways. Yeah, like how many of these prisms things do I have? Where would they be? 16. 16 glamour prisms. So I could essentially do a couple of... Oh, then I have a glamour dispeller. Is that... Is the dispeller used to remove the glamour? There's a glamour dresser. If you put pieces of gear in there, you can assign them to a plate, which you can use... Oh, okay. So that's probably what I need the proper explanation about, probably. If you glam one piece at a time, you need a prism for each time you apply it. If you use the glamour plate, you don't have to use a prism to apply the glam. Okay. Just take it back a step or 18, and I'll need someone to talk me through it. On the trail of band of thieves, heretics, you say, but the fury do seem destined to cross paths with these villains? I must confess, the sad truth, these wild hereabouts have indeed grown thicker with their number. They strike swiftly without warning and are canny enough to evade our most able trackers. Yeah, we'll get you set at some point. Okay. Well, I know not matter of the influence of the Ice Heart wields, but the men we face seem utterly lost in the grip of rituous fervor. There's an unsettling and unnatural zeal. Perhaps you care to question one of their recent victims? Would you have it? An arrival came moments after a trader was waylaid on the road. The patrol found the unfortunate fellow lying motionless or senseless in the snow and carried him to the infirmary. Assuming he has regained the use of his faculties, the merchant might recall some of the fine details that you aid in your task. Where's this guy? Down, below, up higher. Higher! Higher! The dungeon's not hard, the raid's not hard, the glamour... Yes. Yes. Look, Baker, I've had many blows to the head, okay? Many, many, many blows. It's the simple things in life that confuse me. You're signing up now. Cloud? You still live? Would you like to take part in a dungeon? With the party of people? Yeehaw, let's go. Let me go take a pee. I'll be right back. And I'm not gonna forget about shutting off my desktop audio this time. So let's turn everything on this time so I don't forget that my fucking audio has been shut off. And invite the people that matter. Turn to snow cloak. I'm sorry, what? Alright. Let's so throw out the invites too. Rowan upstream, Rowan downstream, and Shane Nipple. Dream Eaters, a level 70 Alliance raid. If I was a capable person of doing so, maybe. Maybe. Are we ready to roll? See how long that took me to type that thing? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to head off, though. Hopefully, I can be around a bit more regularly. Take care, everyone. Baker, thank you. Always a pleasure to see you, ma'am. I'm happy to hear that you might be a more of a stagnant in our... Who the fuck is on top of me in their fucking moon? Jesus fucking Christ. All right. I can never have a quiet moment for myself in these games. Never. All right. Well, let's do... just a rando? Just a rando? Maybe let me see what else I got available to myself here. I will bard it up. Nah! Loot rule normal. Depends on how long we want to commit. Shortest one will probably be leveling. Yeah, like the wifey just wanted me to pick her up because it's raining. So I'll probably do this and in that quest I'm just working on now and call her a day probably. Oh look, another fun one. I gotta start getting into I don't know what level it is. I think I can be a red mage, but I don't know what level I can start a dark knight. Like I wouldn't mind getting in on all this. That thing looks like fun. And then I can make people get really angry at me while I'm tanking. Have you ever seen a bunny tank, Cloud? There's one now. God damn it! Thank you for reminding me. Of penis. Must be super slow for you there, Cloud, with work that you get to be able to enjoy some dungeons. Ninetales didn't realize how fucked he was. Crosby's prison pudding. You are a dark knight, right, Rowan? Right, biscuits? Gunbreaker, oh. And that's what, level 70-ish? $60. Okay. Many things to look forward to in a few levels. Heard Gunbreaker makes healers nervous. Interesting, I never heard that. I haven't played one, so I wouldn't know. I mean, healing a bunny makes any man nervous, right? Say, like, I remember, didn't you have to used to break those nettings? Grots on the dinger there. And now they just, like, unlock themselves. Like, you know, you defeat the enemy and calls it a day. Probably hit 50 easily by the end of the day. People are fighting. A lot of kung fu fighting happening here. Whoa! It's time for the final abdication chamber. Or the elimination chamber. I got a warden's barb butt. Oh, and Shane, if we ever do a run that is new to you, don't feel bad about watching the cutscenes. We're open to that type of stuff. You watch and enjoy, my friend. But we'll let you watch them when you're in a party with us. You want to watch it? We'll let you watch it. Ah, he's coming right for us. Only when it's new for me. Yeah, it's the same way for me. I treat it as only the new ones. Alright, pass. Pass. Alright. Got some trouser snakes. Thank you, friends. Alright. What time is it? I probably go to 1:30. Person with the giant fucking wolf doesn't understand it. Alright, where are we heading? You can turn off viewing of cutscenes that you've already viewed and you're saying, yes, I have that. I have that. Where are we going? Where are we going? What are you buying? Search the wilds of Snowcloak and defeat any heretics you encounter. Oh, they're not. I didn't see that patch of red right there. One or two dungeon runs and you'll be level 50. I saw dead people right there. You guys didn't stand a chance. To answer your question, Jordan, Dark Knight's unlocked at level 30, but only in Heaven's Ward. Gunbreaker is level 60 in Ul'dah. Okay, thank you. You've probably told me that. I'm going to say probably 1,000 times. And I keep forgetting. Draw your weapons. Wait, I recognize you. You've come seeking heretics? Well, then we share a common perk. When we were out patrolling, we chanced to cross one raiding party and pursued them here. By rights, we should have cornered them in this ravine, and yet they're gone. Vanished like icy wraiths. I was wrong, Gunbreaker's actually unlocked in Gridania. Oh, okay. Still level 60, though? Still level 60, I would assume? Okay. So pretty much probably when I wrap up all of this A Realm Reborn stuff, then I can start taking on some side jobs that I might find something I like, and then we can start working there. Who's this pretty lady? You glimpsed a woman atop the cliff. Could it be Iceheart or herself coming to sneer up on our folly? And where did she disappear? The heretics must have discovered a passage through the frozen wall, some hidden tunnel that escaped our notice. We don't have the men to risk further investigation. It'd be best if we were to return to White Rim Front and lay our suspicions before Lord Drillmon. I wonder if I can beat this guy. Level 45. Saybeck. what's always annoying. Ads! There, Reese. Heal me. I always wonder, like, sometimes, you know, these things do give you, like, you know, a minion or something. I doubt this hairy bastard is going to give me anything, but, you know, it is worth it to do these sometimes. Cross by them. Nothing. Bub kiss. No. Game of the Chocobo. Alright. Let's head back to the Whiteburn front, and I'll probably call it a day because Mrs. P would like me to pick her up. So, I mean, didn't accomplish too much, but I was able to run a couple of dungeons with some friends, and no, we'll get there. We'll get there. Go upstairs. It appears you owe my thanks once again. Next Final Fantasy Friday, you'll probably finish 2.3. 2.3? Aren't we in like 1 point something right now? Correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, I'm very wrong. So I thought A Realm Reborn was all like 1 point blank blank blank. Oh, I forgot. That's right. Sorry, A Realm Reborn is 2.0. Okay, never mind. So what is the end of ARR? What's the patch number? 2 point what? 5. Okay. So next we'll probably finish 2.3. Okay. So still some work to do. Okay. The men you found out near Snowcloak were some of the finest. They should be pested so handily. I fear that woefully underestimated the threat these heretics pose. While I understand you might balk at the notion, I must ask you to put aside your mission and consider the stolen provisions lost to us for now. It would be ill-advised to plunder unprepared into what may be the very lair of the enemy. Pray return to Dragonhead and inform Lord Harshafant of your discoveries. He will wish to plan contingencies of his own. You still have the end of 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, and then 2.5.5. You're barely halfway, really halfway through. All right. I mean, not that I mind. I'm like I said, I'm enjoying myself. And as long as that enjoyment is there, I'm happy for it. So, so I was just gonna say, I don't think Final Fantasy will happen next Friday. So, like, I'm not saying that it won't happen next week, but next weekend I'm on day shift, so we'll have to pick a Final Fantasy day, either Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. That'll probably be the stream days. So whatever works for most people, if everyone wants to play. We got a Tuesday there. You won't be able to harass me next week. Yeah, you got your... You actually go into an office, right, Lothars? Yeah. Things will start picking up soon, though. The seeds are being planted, so to speak. Okay. Yeah. You're out of town next week, so probably unable to play Wednesday or Friday, if I had to guess. Okay. No, DJ, we're done with Cold Steel 4. I just decided to just, you know, we're done. Wednesday might be possible. Yeah. We'll see. Regardless. Yeah, but Wednesday's usually my day off. We'll see. We'll see. Get some stuff done around the house, unfortunately. We'll see. But thank you all for coming on in. Enjoy your weekend if and when you get there. I've already been there after last night. So without further ado, time for me to bounce out. And I just took a screenshot for some apparent reason. But time for me to bounce out and say goodbye and good night. Peace. Oh, you stepped on my penis! I had to let Lothars get that. Bye-bye, everybody!